Good morning, YouTube. How's everybody doing? Today's a somber day. It is the day after the election. Today is November the 6th, and it's an important day in our history. And I'm real selfish when it comes to politics. I'm real selfish. I don't think about everybody else. I think about how is this administration, whether it would have been Kamala's or Trump's, how is it going to help me and what I'm doing and what I'm trying to achieve? How is it going to help me? Right? And I was thinking about something. And for whatever reason, God put this into my just dropped this into my memory. I'm from originally California. I live here in Las Vegas now, but I'm originally from California. And in California, they have something, and I don't know if other states have this or something like this. I don't know. I know Nevada doesn't. Nevada, they don't, right? But California has something, a law that's specifically for gig workers, the gig economy. And I want to talk about that because something that stood out to me just as I took in the fact that the election is now over and wondering what our life is going to be like for everyone. And again, I will be wondering the same thing regardless to who would have won. So don't think I'm partial to one or the other, right? I didn't vote for Trump, but that doesn't matter, right? I would have the same mindset, the same thought process if it would have been Kamala that would have won. But y'all stick with me because if you are doing any type of gig work, if you are Uber driver, a Lyft driver, Instacart, Spark, DoorDash, Grubhub, there's so many of them, right? Go Puff, Deliver that, Roadie, and all the other ones that I didn't mention because I may not be familiar with them. But if you're doing gig work, working as someone that's a self-employed contractor, doing your own thing, using these different apps that are just for that, this video is just for you and for me, right? Because, like I said, when it comes to politics, I always think about, okay, how is that policy going to affect me, right? And so I thought about California, and I didn't know much about this. It was maybe about a year ago that I found out about that California has this. And I immediately tried to research to see, hey, well, shoot, do they have that here in Nevada? They don't, right? But it wasn't until this morning that I thought about, dang, I wonder if other states have something similar to what California has. So you guys, if you watch my videos, especially when I'm sitting, anytime you see that big Raider thing that's on my wall, you know I'm in my office, right? So if you watch any of my other videos, you know that Maddie can't see, right? And I normally wear my contact lenses, but mostly lately I just been wearing my eyeglasses. It's the old woman in me. I don't care, right? I'm gonna wear my glasses. But I have special glasses that's just for my computer. I need to put those on because I can't see. So give me a second. Y'all know how I do. Let me put on the proper glasses so I can see the computer. Now, as usual, you'll see the glare as I look up. I'm sorry. I didn't pay for these to be glare proof and all that and make them look fancy. There's some cheap little rose colored frames because, again, they're just for me at home when I'm working from my computer or doing work on my computer, right? But let's talk about it, right? Stick with me. Watch this video to the end, especially if you are a gig worker, because I'm sure you have the same question. As a matter of fact, what you will probably do is once you're done looking at this video, you're going to do research on your own state to see, hey, wait a minute. Do they have that same thing or something similar to that same type of, law or legislation that California has? Do they have it here in my state? I can tell you, my state that I'm currently in is Nevada, which, remember, I'm from originally California, but I've lived here in Nevada since October of 2017. They don't have it here. They give two hoots about the gig workers, period. But in California, they have something called Proposition 22. Now, some of you may have heard about it. And again, I had heard about it, but I didn't care much about it. I'm not living in California. I found out about this maybe a year, no more than about a year ago. I probably seen it on somebody mentioned on a video, or may have been on Facebook or something, because I participate in different type of gig economy or gig worker based Facebook groups. But I didn't dig much into it because I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's something that has in California. Not really knowing what it was. I thought it just meant that it gave them something towards their benefits, but it's way deeper than that, baby. Let me tell you, right? Again, when you watch this video, You're going to investigate if they have something similar to this in your state. Because I'm wondering, for the states that don't have this, what can we do? How can we get this in our state? Will our new president mandate that same California Proposition 22, that happens in all states for gig workers, right? Before I get into it, I wanted to find out, because I didn't know. And one thing about me, you'll come to realize if you watch some of my videos, how many gig workers, right, that's working in a gig economy, whether it's part-time or full-time or whatever. Maybe some of you have a full-time job and maybe you do gig work, maybe you do ride share or Instacart or Spark, Walmart delivery on the side, but you're still included in the gig economy because you're doing, gig work, right? I was curious to know this morning, how many gig workers are there in all of the United States, right? How many are there? Lo and behold, I didn't think the number was going to be this big, and you guys can do your own research. But what I found out, right, before I dig into the story, because this is an important number, right, there's 59 million, and it's probably give or take a couple hundred or maybe even a couple thousand by now, right? Because it doesn't say when this was done. I believe this came out in the beginning of 2024. It says 59 million Americans, more than 1/3 of the United States workers, right? That's 36%, it says here, participate in the gig economy. 59 million Americans, either through their primary or secondary jobs. According to, now this is where the statistics came from. It says, according to Small Business Labs, the Gallup poll, I'm familiar with them, something called Statista, and also Upwork. I'm familiar with Upwork too. So I don't know if they did separate polls or if they got together and came up with this number. I don't know. But the point is, it says there's 59 million, more than a third of U.S. workers participate in the gig economy. That's a huge number. That number is so huge, it really, really made me think, what will our new president do for gig workers, right? It's a little bit more than 59 million of us out there, right? It's more than a third of U.S. workers working in a gig economy. And it made me think just this morning as I was doing my research. You guys know, if you see any of my other videos, especially if you see a video when I got this in the background, right? I don't recall either candidate mentioning anything what they would do to help those that are working in a gig economy. I know they always mention, oh, we're going to do this for the middle class. We're going to do this for tax breaks. Okay, but what you going to do for me? Right, I'm real selfish when it comes to this politics, baby. I'm selfish. What you going to do for me? How your policies you talking about now going to help me? Y'all, let's get into it real quickly here, right? So we know there's 59 million, at least, right? Americans, that's a third, 1/3 of U.S. workers. Keep in mind, I'm looking up like this. I'm looking at my notes here on my computer in my Word document, because if you watch my other videos also, Maddie like to take notes because I'm old. I'm at the age I can't remember stuff for too long, y'all. Only for short. I have short-term memory loss, right? Anyway, so let's talk about California Proposition 22, because a lot of you may not know what it is. And it came, I think it was, it started, I want to say in November of 2020. So now it's 4 years old at this point. But a lot of people probably haven't heard of it, right? Especially if you don't live in California, why would you know about it, right? But anyway, I found out about it a year ago. So let me explain what the California Proposition 22, what it means, and then how it works. And again, I'm making this video because I'm just asking, I just want to throw it out there in the atmosphere, right? What will the new president do for gig workers? If you're a gig worker, you should be asking this question too. Don't let it just be Maddie out here on the land by myself, baby. Don't let it just be me. Right? If you're in the gig economy, you should be wondering this. And then again, it doesn't matter who would have won. I will still have the same question, period. Right? So will our new president mandate that this California Proposition 22 be for all states within the United States of America, right? So California Proposition 22, and I'm not going to dig too deep into it because it's really lengthy, but I took out some of the most important parts. Please watch the video to the end. You're going to get something. You're going to learn something. You're going to be inspired to do research for your own state to see what they got as far as what this California Proposition 22 is. So check it out. California Proposition 22 is a state law that lets companies classify rideshare and delivery drivers as independent contractors while providing them being those drivers, right, with certain benefits if they meet work hour criteria, right? That's huge. That's huge, right? It's officially known as the app-based drivers as contractors and labor policies initiative. What you say? Y'all keep listening. This is good. Good. It was approved. Oh, I was right. It was approved by California voters, right? In the November 3rd, 2020 general election, right? So like I said, it's now officially 4 years old. It defines app-based transportation and delivery drivers as independent contractors, also adapts certain labor and wage policies that apply only to app-based drivers and companies such as Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash, and all the others that I mentioned, right? That's huge. That's the most important part. It adapts certain labor and wage policies, right, that are going to apply only to if you're working in a gig economy, right? It says only to app-based drivers and to companies such as those I just mentioned. But again, if you're in a gig economy, right? Listen to this. Payments to drivers for the difference between their net earnings, excluding your tips, and a net earnings floor based on 120% of the state minimum wage for hours worked, plus 30 cents per engaged mile. Wait a minute, y'all, listen, right? Think about this. Do your own research. Does your state have anything close to this? This Proposition 22, baby, is good. It's good. Listen to it. A 12-hour work limit during a 24-hour period unless the driver has been logged off for an uninterrupted 6 hours, right? Company provided health care subsidies. Now, this is how I found out about it. Somebody was posting, and again, I can't remember which social media platform I was on, but they were posting about asking that people get their subsidy, their Prop 22 money. And I was like, they Prop 22 money for the health care, right? So apparently, one of the things this Proposition 22 does for California gig workers, it gives them a subsidy equal to 82% of the average California covered premium each month for drivers who average at least 25 work hours per week during a calendar quarter. Now that's huge because with the gig economy, Uber, Lyft, Spark, all those other ones, right? They don't provide you with benefits. But in California, in place of giving you the benefit, they give you a subsidy, right? For those of you that don't know, right? That means they give you some money, some extra money. And I don't know if they pay it once a month or if it's bi-weekly. I don't know the frequency. But each month they give you a subsidy, extra money, right, that you can potentially apply towards any healthcare benefit or whatever you want, or just keep the money spending on tacos if you want to. It don't matter, right? But they give you a subsidy, right? This research. Do they got this in your state? This is we're talking about California Proposition 22, right? So it gives that company provided healthcare subsidy equal to 82% of the average California covered premium each month. Okay, there we know. Now it's monthly, right? It gives you company-provided healthcare subsidies equal to 41% of the average California covered premium each month for drivers who work between 15 and 25 hours per week during a calendar quarter. Look at that. They have it two separate subsidies. So you have a subsidy of 80 equal to 80 up to 82% of the average California covered premium each month when you work at least 25 hours or more in a week during a calendar quarter. Maybe that's someone who's doing it full time, but maybe you're a part-timer. Maybe you work another job and you just do your gig work part-time. If you're in California, if you average between 15 and 25 work hours per week, you still get the subsidy, right? But instead of getting a subsidy equal to 82%, you get half. You get one equal to 41%. But the point is, it's money that they're giving to you. California Proposition 22, y'all, let's get into it, right? It says, listen to this. Now, research this. Do they have this in your state? Company provided occupational, occupational, baby, accident insurance for at least how much? $1 million in medical expenses and lost income resulting from injuries suffered while the driver is online and available to receive service requests. That needs a drum roll by itself. Let me read that one more time, baby. It says company provided occupational accident insurance for at least $1 million in medical expenses and lost income resulting from injuries suffered while the driver is online and available to receive requests from whatever app that you're using. Do they offer this in your state? Y'all better do some research. Find out, right? Whoo, this is the one that got me. You get disability money. You can file for disability. If you are living in California and your income is gig work, it say disability payments equal to 66% of a driver's average weekly earnings during the previous 4 weeks before covered injuries for up to 104 weeks. So basically, if you work in a gig economy and you need to file for disability because you were hurt or you just can't work, you're ill, or whatever it is that may take you off the job, you qualify for the same disability benefits that someone working a regular full-time job does. I know because I've been on disability in the state of California before. Nevada does not have state disability. Some of y'all didn't hear that. For the people that's in the back, y'all way back there, y'all didn't hear. Okay, let me repeat it. The state of Nevada does not offer state disability, but Nevada also does not have a state tax. It's federal. Don't have a state tax. So, and I learned this the hard way. Short story. Working for the company I was working for when I got laid off in March of 2020 due to COVID, maybe a few months before, I had tried to apply for workers' comp, right? I have bad, severe carpal tunnel, and I'm right-handed in my right wrist. I have a trigger finger. I didn't know what that was. In my index finger and my thumb, the limited use. Now, you know, if you hold an ink pen, now you left-handed or right-handed, you hold it with these two fingers, right? This one and this one. I have limited motion with those, right? But I have been working at that company since August of 2018, and I applied for a workers' comp because surely I'm on the computer all day. So I'm on the computer, taking calls, doing sales, right? It was a promotional products company. So I applied for workers' comp because I know that, you know, I didn't realize, I thought maybe it was 10 and 9, but it turns out I had workers' comp related injury. So I thought, baby. Again, at that time, I was kind of new, headed to Vegas. I didn't know how they roll with these state policies. They off the chain, okay? They have state disability. Now, I found out that in the state of Nevada, I didn't qualify for workman's comp. I have carpal tunnel in my right wrist. I have very limited motion with my right hand. It drives me crazy sometimes, right? And I have trigger fingers. So this finger and this finger always hurt, will lock up. I can't grab stuff. I do have to grab it with my whole hand, right? This is a work-related injury. I got this because I've been at y'all job on y'all computer getting sales for y'all, making y'all company money. And now I have carpal tunnel because of that. Because why? Of course, my desk was not ergonomically correct. Because why? They don't care about that here in Nevada. Why? Because they know you can't get disability or workers' comp for it, right? Didn't know that. Can't get workers' comp for it. Now, if I was in California, I could have. But in Nevada, you only get workers' comp for an immediate injury. Anything they deem progressive, such as my wrist gradually got worse, right? It didn't, one day it was fine, the next day it was carpal tunnel. You know, getting carpal tunnel is a gradual happening, right? Doesn't qualify. You only get workers' comp for something immediate. So if I would have been in the break room and slipped on somebody's coffee that they spilled and didn't wipe up and hit my head, knocked myself unconscious, I would have got workers' comp for that. If I would have stepped out the work truck and stepped on a rock and twisted my ankle or broke it, I would have got workers' comp for that because it happened instantly. But anything that's deemed progressive, like severe neck pain, you know, that progressively gets bad, not here in Nevada, baby. They don't have no state disability, and workers' comp is only for injuries that occur that has an immediate effect. If anything condition is deemed progressive, low back pain, neck and shoulder pain. You know, all those things get worse and get worse and worse and worse over time. Out here in Nevada, baby, you know, get no workman comp with that. You know, so we. Right. Anyway, I'm sorry, I got off topic. So anyway, we got the company provided occupational accident insurance for at least $1 million in medical expenses and lost income resulted from injuries suffered while the driver is online. Right. Again, we talk about the California Proposition 22 and wondering if in your state, you that's watching, that's taking notes, right? You should be, so you can know what to research and look up for your own state to see if your state has it. That's what this is all about, right? Right? Trying to educate the people and put y'all up on game to figure out if your state has this, right? Because maybe they do, but maybe those companies that we're working for, those ride share, those different food apps, different delivery companies, unless you ask about it, they may not just automatically mention it to you. So it might be a best kept secret. I'm sorry, they're in your state. But if you ask about it, they'll say, oh yeah, we offer that. But they don't tell you. So you might have to ask. You know, ask and see if these benefits are available to you. So it also offers company-provided accidental death insurance for the benefit of driver's spouse, children, or other dependents when the driver dies while using the app. Now, we don't wish death on anyone doing gig economy. I don't wish them no type of pain. I don't want anyone that's doing gig work to get hurt. But we know, just like life happens, those type of things may happen. They may have occurred, right? If you're in California, under Proposition 22, there's an accidental death insurance automatically, right? This is the one that impressed me the most, though, right? Again, California Proposition 22. Does your state that you're in doing gig work, do they have something to offer something like this? Research and check it out. But this is the one that impressed me the most. Company developed anti-discrimination and sexual harassment policies and training programs for drivers related to driving, traffic, accident avoidance, and recognizing and reporting sexual assault and misconduct. What you say? This California Proposition 22 is off the hook. It's incredible. It's amazing. Right? So now it makes sense. Like I said, like about a year ago, when I read the post about someone asking, posting for other people, hey, did you get your Prop 22 money? So you get these subsidies every month. So, everybody either get the same amount or different amounts. I don't know, right? Depending on if you work 25 hours or more per week, or if you work between 15 and 25 hours, we know it's a little bit less. But you still get that subsidy that you can use and apply that towards maybe your health insurance, if you don't already have health insurance, right? Or like I said, use your subsidy to go do whatever. But the point is, it's extra money that you should be getting automatically when you're working and doing gig work as a driver, delivery driver, whatever it is. Picking up passengers, picking up food, delivering boxes, packages, whatever that is. If you're working in a gig economy, California with Proposition 22 has your back. Does your state have your back? My state does not have my back. And I'm here in Nevada. So makes you think, right? It just really makes you think. But I'm hoping what it does, I hope that the impact that this video will have on you is that you will do your own research and ask, what will the new president do for gig workers? Will he mandate California Prop 22 for all states? Think about it. Do your research. Put in the comments what you find out in your state, right? If you haven't already, go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm sharing some gems. I'm sharing some food for thought. I'm hoping I'm spreading some encouragement, some motivation, right? And I want to make you laugh. Right? Because life is too short to go around with a frown all the time. Turn that frown upside down. Got another video for you guys later on the day. But until then, y'all already know what to do. Keep it nice, keep it fun, keep it sexy. But whatever you do, keep it real.